Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to make a grapevine wreath. I've got all these flowers that I've already cut off of the bushel from Walmart. The sign is actually from Temu. The grapevine wreath is from Craft Outlet. All I'm doing here, like I do with all my grapevine wreaths, I go back in and cut out any of the little straggler stems that just poke out and look a little weird to me. So I just go through and cut all of those off. I forgot to show you these couple of bunches that I had from the Dollar Tree of the sunflowers and little pumpkins and stuff. So here I'm just trying to find the right side and of where I want to put everything. And so once I figured it out, I decided I'm going to make my bow first, and then that way I can go ahead and attach the florals around it. So I got this ribbon in the springtime from Sam's. It's 50 yards for like $8. And I'm just cutting 8-inch tails and doing 6-inch loops. Now this ribbon, I got this just a little bit ago. It is the Christmas winter white with sparkling, a little bit of glitter on it. And it's actually from Kirkland's. It's 50 yards for about $8 as well. This is I believe it's a 1-inch ribbon buffalo check in orange that I had got from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago when it was on, I think it was probably like 75% off. And I just make a couple of loops and tails and call it a day. So I make this a pretty small bow, very simplistic, and I just use the colors from the sign. Now once I've done that, I attach my pipe cleaner, and I tried to stick the pipe cleaners through the grapevine wreath, but it wasn't working and I was getting a little frustrated, so I just decided, well, I will just wrap it around and not stick it through. So sorry I'm off frame a little bit. All I'm doing is cutting the tails at a diagonal. Anytime I use 1.5-inch wired ribbon or smaller, I always just cut it at an angle, but you could definitely do a dovetail. And then here I'm just kind of fluffing everything out just to make sure everything looks okay. So once I got that, then I just start taking my florals, and so when I do cut them off, I cut them off very long because I don't know how short I'm gonna want them or not. And so I cut them long, and then when I go to attach them to the wreath, then I go ahead and trim them down. So I just remembered, hey, before I put all the florals in, I need to go ahead and put the oh goodness, the cable mounts on the sign. That way I can attach the sign to the wreath with that. And then I just put some hot glue, Gorilla hot glue, around the perimeter. I do most of my signs this way. So now I just push it off to the side and let it cool down. And I just take all these beautiful florals. Now it's 2 bushels of flowers that I got, and it's like it's a pretty good mixture of greenery, I want to say peony, hydrangeas, and then I start to use some of these sunflowers just to add more pops of white. And I just go back and forth using all the different items on here. And I do use a little pine cones, and I think a couple of pine cones, a couple of the oh my goodness, pumpkins, yeah. So here I'm actually struggling. I was trying to put the leaves back on the stem. It came off of that stem. I don't know, it was not going back on, so I just chose to leave it off, if I recall. Nope, I guess I got it back on there. So I start off not attaching anything, but then I remembered that I was going to give this to somebody, and so I started adding hot glue. So I do like to leave the stems a little bit longer because it seems to hold better in the grapevine wreath with the longer stems. And then I typically don't put hot glue on there, but because I was giving this to somebody, then I wanted to make sure that I put the hot glue on there. But I'm just going to let you guys watch the rest of this video and listen to a little bit of music, and I'll talk to you here in just a little bit. Alright, so now that I've got everything attached to the wreath, I'm about to put my sign on, and I'm just getting some paddle wire off of here, and that's how I'm going to attach the sign to the frame. So I just weed it through, and I always twist it a couple of times just to make sure it's nice and secure. And then on this, I guess it's because the wires were smaller, I was actually able to weed it through the grapevine wreath, and I probably should have actually used this wire with the bow as well, but lessons learned, something maybe I'll use for the next wreath that I make. But yes, I'm struggling a little bit here, but I do get it to go in, and then on the back I just trim everything off and tuck it into the grapevine wreath and make everything look nice and pretty. So here's the finishing touch. I love how it turned out. I think it's beautiful fall colors and a little bit of a non-traditional. So thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video, and I hope you guys have a very blessed week.